Hi everybody, welcome to Therapy Corner. I'm Dr. Amelia Aldeo and I'm here in the office of Together CBT here in New York City. And today I wanted to address another question that I keep seeing a lot in social media, and it has to do with the difference between social anxiety disorder and introversion. So let me begin by telling you about introversion. Introversion and extroversion are facets of our personality, and they basically have to do with how much social interaction do we crave, do we need in our lives. People who are introverts don't need a lot of social interaction. They might go to a party, they might stay for an hour, and they might be like, okay, time to go home, time to be by myself, read a book, watch a TV show, or engage in some other hobby. People who are extroverts, on the other hand, crave more and more social interaction. So they'll be at the party for many hours. Perhaps they will even be the last person to leave the party, or they might even be the person throwing the party. This has very little to do with how much social anxiety we have. Right? Social anxiety is all about our fears, our worries, our concerns about performing in social situations. It's about feeling anxious about how other people are going to evaluate us. Right? We usually worry that they are going to evaluate us negatively. Right? So what if people don't like me? What if they think I'm boring? Now you could see that you could experience this type of anxiety regardless of whether you need a little bit of social interaction in your life or a lot of social interaction in your life. So there are two very different constructs, right? Now you could argue that sometimes it might be a bit harder for people who are extroverts when they have social anxiety, because they're extroverts, they really value social relationships, and this is the very same thing that makes them particularly anxious. But the reality is that the experience of social anxiety is different for every person, and everyone has their own struggles, regardless of whether they might be an introvert or an extrovert or somewhere in between. So I find this question really fascinating, not just because I'm an expert in social anxiety, but also because I feel like it speaks to something deeper about who we are as people and how we relate to the world. Many times, we don't do things. We don't hang out with friends, or we don't go to the gym, or we don't play an instrument or whatever. And it's not clear why we're not doing it. Is it because we don't care about that thing very much? Or is it because we're anxious? And I know it should be really easy to figure that out, but it's actually a really complex question. And I struggle with that, my friends struggle with that, and my clients also face that as well. And to me, I think that the way to go around it is to actually try doing those things. And if you do something a couple of times, say you try playing the guitar or take a cooking lesson or whatever, and you do it time and again and it still doesn't feel right, it still feels kind of like blah, then you're probably not interested in it. But if you keep doing the activity and all of a sudden you notice that your emotions are changing, and that there was some anxiety there that is starting to go down, and that there's some excitement about it that you weren't quite sure about before, well then it's pretty clear that it might be driven by anxiety, and then the answer is to keep doing it. But again, this is very complex, and if you're struggling with these issues, I always recommend working with a mental health professional. So if you have any questions about social anxiety, about CBT, about any of the topics that I cover in this channel, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video. And for more info, you can follow me on Twitter or Instagram. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.